Okay, here's video number 2 of the musical group that visited us in Atlanta, Georgia, out of Tblisi, Georgia, the sister city to Atlanta. And the part that I want to talk about was the trip to Disney. So Shevardnadze is the grandfather of the girl, the little girl that was in our group. And so it was his granddaughter who was with us, and he paved the way for the music group to come out to Tbilisi, Georgia in 1989 and visit us in Atlanta, Georgia, after we had visited them in 1988 in Tbilisi, Georgia. So that's kind of the preface. There's a preceding video to this that's also fun to watch. So getting down to Disney. The White House, George Bush was in the White House at the time, had arranged a visit for all of us down at Disney. And so we visited I'd say it's the Studios version, the Studios Park. And at that time, they were filming the Mickey Mouse Club. And so we, and it wasn't the cartoon that it is today, but it was the actual just characters, kids, right? Mickey Mouse Club, and they had the whole set. We watched that. We were on that film. I picked one of those films right around that time, and you'll see us in there. I know that's my 30 seconds to claim the fame, but hey ho, I'll take it where I can get it. And so we had the Mickey Mouse show that we did. We then left, I want to say Universal Studios, but it's not. It's MGM Studios at that time. It was MGM Studios. It's now changed since then. So we then left MGM Studios. We went to Epcot, and we got the Disney VIP access. And we're talking about, we went to the front of every line. We then went to the special VIP area where they were giving us food. And it was just a wow. You ever done Disney at VIP? And we're talking back in 1989. We did it. Been there, done that, checked that box. But as we drove down there from Atlanta, Georgia in the bus, Mom went to the exit, or to the entrance that she's supposed to go to, and they stopped the bus, and she said, look, I was told to contact this person and that we're coming and we need to be welcomed, right? And so at the gate, the person managing the gate calls, and the person that he called said, I don't know what you're talking about. There is no group. I have no idea. Send Wendy Hopkins and the Backyard Gang packing. Bye-bye. So Mom was like, wait. The White House? And the guy's like, yeah, right. How many people show up here saying the White House? The White House called and said, you get to come into Disney for free as VIPs. And they're like, yeah, right. Bye-bye. So Mom went back to the bus. No. She went back to the bus, told my dad. My dad and Mom came back out. And then they borrowed the phone, because this is 1989. There are no cell phones running around, right? It's not like, oh, let me pick out my cell phone. Hey. She called then the number she had for the White House and for George Bush's office. And he said, I am so sorry, Wendy. Just stay right there. Where are you at? I'm here at this gate. And she talked to the security guard. Right. Great. Just stay right there. And someone's going to, if you don't get in, you call me back, but just stay right there. I'm going to clear this up for you. Click. And the guard's looking at my mom like, what is this? What kind of freak show do we got going on here? And so then about, 3-4 minutes later, it wasn't long, the guy on the other end of the phone, the guy said, is there a Wendy Hopkins? He calls the security gate. Is there a Wendy Hopkins there in the Backyard Gang? And the security guard, he looks at my mom. Yep, one moment. He hands the phone, and the guy said, I am so sorry. The White House just called me, and I confused the names, and I don't know what was in my side. I'm so sorry. We're going to come right there, and we're going to escort you. So I am so sorry. Click. That was it. And the guy was like, what going on? And then we got in, and it was just an amazing, that was like a little backstory because of Shevardnadze, the foreign minister to the Soviet Union, had signed this up, and relations then were trying to warm everything up and get everything going, right? This is right before the wall fell in Berlin. And this was, 8 months before the wall fell in Berlin. Oh, by the way, I was there in July, right before the wall fell, in Berlin, next to Checkpoint Charlie. And then when the wall fell, I was in Austria. And that's a whole nother stories for a later date. In any case, the Shevardnadze then, Bush, White House, all of it, we made that happen, and we were off to Disney. Amazing. A side note, after they got to us in Atlanta, they wanted to go to the store, grocery store, and just get some food items and just look at it, right? Because the Soviet Union at that time had nothing Western to offer. It was a very different world at that time. If you'd ever been in the Soviet Union at that time, or even prior to 2000, but especially during the Soviet time period, that's another video, but very different. So we went to Kroger's, right? Just normal grocery store, Kroger's. And that was right across from the Sprayberry High School, the Yellow Jackets. There was a Kroger's across the street behind the Chick-fil-A. I used to work at that Chick-fil-A in the drive-thru. And we went to that just regular old grocery store, supermarket, right? Nothing special. They walked in and they were just amazed. Jaws hit the floor. They looked at how many jellies you could pick, like 50 different freaking jellies, right? Alone. Peanut butter's another whole story. That's truly American. Breads, just the selection and the variety and everything. They're just good, right? Because you're happy when you got one jelly and you can get a jelly or a marmalade from the shelf in the Soviet time. You were just happy. You got anything, right? This was just mind-blowing. So Natalia got back in. She grabbed someone when we were in the bus. She grabbed someone, and she said, okay, we want to go to the real grocery store. We know you took us to the store that the government people and the special people, the privileged people get to go to. We want to go to the one that the everyday person has. Now, I understand that request because they only know the Soviet system and they know how the Soviet government works, and you assume everyone else is like that. We all do that as human beings. We only see our perspective. We only see what our reality is, and we project that onto everything else. And so we had to just, whoa. That store you went to is the everyday store. And we went to another one's, I don't think it was a Publix, went to another grocery store. And Winn-Dixie. Went to Winn-Dixie, walked in, yep. Well, hot damn. I said, you can pick any grocery store you see, and we'll stop, and you can go take a peek, because they're all the same, right? Okay, if you're an American and you know that, no, they're not all the same. However, they're all the same relative to what's available in the Soviet Union at this time. And it was mind-blowing. So I know this video is a little bit longer. However, just to give you a look back, there it is. So that was video 2, and there'll be a third one coming. A 1, 2, third one coming. Cheers.